from Southern California. We'll see Justin Herbert attempt to repeat 2020, where he torched Las Vegas for 640 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
From his end zone is KJ Hill. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Chargers set to go on offense for the first time, and they are led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2020. Now in his second season out of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
He had the numbers of the game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player.
More from L.A. in a moment. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Herbert. Finding Williams once more, complete. Good gain on first, has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
At their 48-yard line.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And a good job by the Raider defense yet again as they drop him for a second straight loss. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Herbert on 3rd down now. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he is going to have the Chargers first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Justin Herbert looking comfortable here in season number 2. He looked comfortable in season number 1 for that matter. But what's the game plan for defending and trying to limit him?
Oh, you've asked a really difficult question there because you're right. Year 1, he looked like a 5-7-year veteran, and he's only going to continue to get better. But with a guy who throws such a pretty ball and has such a great arm, throwing the long ball has got to be a blast for him. He wants to push the ball downfield. Doesn't mean he can't make all the other throws, but I want to take those away first and make him beat me by being accurate and dinking and dunking all the way downfield.
Running on first down, Eckler able to push his way through. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. The tackle made by KJ Wright. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Herbert operating from the red zone. Well, this is caught by Williams. And the Chargers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
And oftentimes we think about statement drives in the second halves of games, especially in the fourth quarter. But here, it's happening early, a definite statement. They've held on to the ball for a healthy portion of this first quarter already, and now after that completion, they're set up first and goal.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
Second and goal.
Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now to return it, here's Kenyon Drake. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Raiders getting ready to go to work for the first time, and they're led by their quarterback in his 8th season now in silver and black, Derek Carr.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Throwing now is Carr. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
Nice sharp run there by Kenyon Drake, and he's awfully tough to get on the ground. And how about this Raiders backfield? It's certainly not lacking for punch, having signed Drake this year and already having Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Now Drake, he's never had a 1,000-yard season, but last year in Arizona was his best yet. 955 yards and 10 rushing touchdowns, plus he can catch it swinging out of the backfield.
And they'll get this to Ruggs on the jet sweep. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. On play action, now Carr. And he's got the hook up to Ruggs. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Drake. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. K.J. Hill deep for the Chargers. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. The Charger drive about to get going. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all.
And he's going to go down. Back in his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Max Crosby. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And if you're wondering just how quickly that sack occurred, the next-gen stats tell us 2.6 seconds is all they had to throw the football. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Out of the gun, Herbert. and this is going to wind up a safety.
The sack occurred in the end zone. Result of the...
And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. So that one will be accepted.
Keep playing hard.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From midfield, here's Carr. He completes it to Snead. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
And Willie Snead had some of his best numbers early in his career with Drew Brees in New Orleans. Spent the last 3 years in Baltimore, a dependable receiver who also blocks well downfield. Good catch there.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because it didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Now here's the call.
Let's go, fellas.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. A good rally to the football keeps them to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
Carr's throw taken in by Snead. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down. Carr going to leave this for Drake on the draw. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The tackle made there by Linval Joseph.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up the 3rd down. Here's Carr to throw. He dumps it off to Drake. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Carlson able to put this one through, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So here are the Chargers to take over. They were losers to Kansas City a week ago, but they are out in front right now. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. He'll hand off here to Eckler. Corey Littleton there on the tackle.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On the option, here's Eckler. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
It's a gain of 3.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And he is going to have the Chargers first down by about 40 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
Austin Eckler got hurt last year, missed 6 games, but still finished with 54 catches, the 5th most by running back in the NFL. But remember this, 2019, 92 catches. This guy's a definite threat out of the backfield.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Herbert takes it and just pops it forward. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
I'm going to hit you all day.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Herbert, he'll get this to Eckler. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 34. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Reminder, coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. It's the former number 4 overall pick, Cleveland Ferrell, that got in there to bring him down.
If you rank one from the bottom in statistics, that's usually not good in this league. And this team, 1 from the bottom in sacks, but somehow they've got 3 in this game. What's going on?
I know, they're 31 and 32. They better be careful, or they're going to be top 30 in the league. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Herbert. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
Previous play is under review.
And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. Herbert has it knocked free. And the Raiders pick it up. The 40, 20, 10, 5, and he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. A big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And the lead is up to 5. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. From his end zone is K.J. Hill. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Austin Eckler and the Charger offense reclaimed center stage. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Herbert with a connection to Allen for a Charger first down.
And a big part of Justin Herbert's success as a rookie was having a guy like Keenan Allen to throw to. Allen's averaged over 100 catches a year the last 4 years. No matter who's throwing it, they can count on him.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Max Crosby, his second sack of the night. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. On now to a check on the next-gen stats in the first half for the Raiders. And it was a tricky half to figure out numbers-wise. They've got the lead, but you'd figure they're definitely talking about ways to get this passing game back on track. And meanwhile, for the Chargers, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Taken at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Here we go. Here we go.
Take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So here are the Raiders now to take over. They were winners over the Dolphins last week. They are on top right now as well as they come up first and 10. Throw. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. To throw, it's Carr. Looking again for Waller, and he's got him again. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2. Throwing again on second down. Carr. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the sign judge. And that's good enough for a first down. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
2nd and 11. To throw his Carr. Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on Here's Carr. He'll set up the screen to Drake. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The screen gets 7, but it's not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down. They go with Jacobs. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Running from the shotgun with Drake. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. From the 27, Carr. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. An in-route going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that now makes this a 15-7 game. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though. 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's Herbert. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
And Jared Cook's been doing this for a lot of years, the last 2 in New Orleans. The Chargers turned to him after losing Hunter Henry to New England in free agency, and they made a nice decision.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 41 yards rushing for him now to this point. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And complete right side to Cook. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger 1st down. Now it's Herbert. They'll find Williams on the slant. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
And Mike Williams was a 1,000-yard receiver in 2019 and had to battle through some bumps and bruises in 2020. He's known for his big plays downfield, but he also can make the dependable catch as well.
On the give, this is Eckler. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Back to throw here, Herbert. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. from the shotgun. Here's Herbert. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Cook. Touchdown, Chargers. Jared Cook. His first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Brandon Staley telling his troops to stay out there and go for two. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. Goes right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for two to tie the game, and it works out. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. On the return comes Drake. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
And now here come the Raiders. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Open man, that's Renfro. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On play action, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanting the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
It's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Meanwhile, Carr's throw pulled in by Renfro. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A Raider 1st down, Carter Renfro. Into the red zone, it's Carr. Completes this out left to Ruggs. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. From the gun, it's Drake. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Hasn't had his best game running the football here tonight, but hey, that's a critical spot right there to convert on 3rd down, and he did it.
And the lights are shining just a little bit brighter right now, aren't they? You remember the beginning of the game? If he gets this 1st down, everybody's happy. That's cool. But here, that was critical, and it really energizes them.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now Carr. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That catch good for only a couple. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Now Carr. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there. It would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The kick by Carlson is good. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. On 1st down, it's Herbert. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Max Crosby bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
He'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the 1st, right around the 15. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession. Certainly they want to win this game, but down 3, they know what they need to do. Get in field goal range, at least have a chance to tie it.
And if you approach it the right way, you almost have a safety net, knowing just...
Oh, and now some space to operate. And they finally get him down at the other 46. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Herbert's throw into the hands of his receiver, Guyton. Touchdown, LA! His first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are going to retake the lead.
And touchdown and congratulations and zero relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Part one is done, but now on the sideline, you already see him scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
They get one more as the extra point's up and good, and that will make this a 4-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Chargers defense gearing up to take the field. And they're just trying to keep him out of the end zone. Obviously, a field goal does no good in this situation. So what's the appropriate amount of pressure defensively, Charles?
I think he said a little more pressure than what is normal. If you normally want to send a 3-man rush, maybe you make it 4. If it's 4, maybe you make it 5. Anything to make sure that he can't just sit back there all day and find a target. And then you tell your secondary, play your normal coverage and maybe an extra step or 2 back.
Yeah, be careful that nothing goes over the top. Carr, that'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point fourth-quarter lead. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Here's Carr. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. And he's got the hook up to Ruggs. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 26. Now Carr. First down Vegas as Carr finds Ruggs that time. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now we have a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now a draw play with Drake. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. It's complete to Snead. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Carr to throw. Caught right side at Snead. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll put it out to the 25. Herbert and the Chargers down by a field goal, a little over 30 seconds remaining. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Herbert. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. Herbert to throw. Wide open. It's Allen, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop him with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got two more to use here in the final stages. And his kick here is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
On the return comes Drake. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely take the knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Returning it, Hill. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So out come the Chargers. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. Williams loses the football, and the Raiders pick it up. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. And a costly, costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
It doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, that it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. On first down, Drake. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. What can Carr do now with his drive? Snead's got it. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. How about this? They'll try the option, left side. This carry, despite the extra effort, will be stopped short of the 10. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and make sure he spills it for a small gain.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, it's Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. That's one of those pivotal plays that'll just stick out in everybody's mind from this game. If he picks that off, what a momentum swing down here in the end zone.
to his offense with a chance to win the game.
Daniel Carlson for the Raiders. A 30-yard attempt.
And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Las Vegas, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns.